And that's when I said, Nikado avocado, if I wanted to watch an overweight, depressed, homosexual fucking loser eat a whole bunch of unhealthy food and then get fucked in the ass, I would just invite Biggs over. You relate a lot to Nikado avocado,
I don't
Biggs?
even know who that is.
So he's this overweight loser who eats a lot of unhealthy food and then gets fucked in the ass. I think you could relate to this character quite a bit.
All the way up until the end, I think.
At the end when he has horrible bloody diarrhea that's also mixed with anal cum. Is that the end you were talking about?
Is this really the opening we want for our show?
This is a real human being who has like 5 million subscribers, and he also has a Pornhub where after he films a video of him doing a mukbang, like you do every time you have a fucking meal, he'll film himself doing a mukbang, 500,000 McDonald's calories going down the tank. And then he'll film himself getting fucked in the ass and post it on Pornhub the same day. This is a real person.
Why are we talking about this person?
Because you relate to him on a deep emotional level. So why do you do it? Do you just hate yourself? Is that why you consume and then get pumped and dumped in the butt? Is that why do you do it? I need to understand the psychological.
Who is doing the pumping and dumping if you're the only other one here?
Well, clearly I'm the one pumping and dumping. I just want to know why you put up with it.
This is true. This is all the more reason I should stop coming over, like we've talked about. I think you're a little too sad for me. You're bringing me down.
I just want to know if this is better or worse than the Forrest Gump intro from last episode.
I think it's worse.
Well, folks, we've been off the air for about a month, just like we promised, mostly because I had to get surgery. I got my wisdom teeth out. Let me tell you, not a wise decision, ironically enough, Biggs.
I was going to say, do you feel less wise now?
I feel like it's a huge mistake. I was not feeling any pain from my wisdom teeth to begin with, so the fact that I went out of my way to spend lots of money to self-inflict all of the pain I felt in the last month, I really don't think it was worth it. I think it might have been an unwise decision, and that perhaps the medical field in general has failed me on this occasion and played me for a fool, took my money, and caused me a lot of pain on a surgery that I really feel like I did not need.
Maybe they're just saving you from future troubles.
I think they were trying their best to give me future troubles. Because, Biggs, have you ever heard of this thing called the opioid pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this thing where people are taking pills and stuff. Probably not a good thing. So they gave me 15 of those pills to help me with the pain after my surgery. And I did not like those pills at all. I just want to pathetic list anybody who's ever been addicted to opioids. You guys are fucking pussies, first of all.
Listen,
those pills
he's had 15.
Those pills
he's off
were
like it's
fucking garbage. I felt so much pain regardless of the pill.
It's
Man,
you weren't taking enough.
Clearly.
You had to take all 15 at once to get the effect.
Is that what most of the addicts are doing?
Yeah.
15 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the name of the one they gave me, but I don't think it was one of the famous ones.
Was it just a fancier ibuprofen?
It could have been. I don't know. But if it had any effect at all, I still felt a lot of pain. We got one comment saying, "Oh, Mumkey, you're holding out on us. The night I got the surgery, I was talking just fine." Oh, okay. I'm glad that guy survived and was just fine. It wasn't so good for me. Do you want to hear a pathetic list story that I don't know if it's an entry for me or for the nurse that I was speaking to?
Does it end with a grotesque, dirty glove?
No, it ends with I accidentally convinced an orthodontist nurse that I am mentally retarded. And that's not hyperbole, it's a real story. You want to hear what happened?
It kind of reminds me of the tales of you hitting on the women around your old place of work, so...
You think I hit on this nurse to make her think I was retarded?
Yeah.
Now, they give you a piece of paper with all the rules on it, like, hey, don't suck any dicks or use a straw for 2 weeks after the surgery.
They say that?
Well, you're not supposed to suck on a straw, and I would assume sucking a dick would have the same...
It'd be softer.
I mean, I've bent more straws with my tongue than I've bent dicks with my tongue, so I don't know. How weak are the dicks that you're sucking?
I don't know. How weak is yours?
Well, the weird thing is, I mean, every time you suck my dick, it would just taste like...
How do we always come back and talking about your
It would taste
penis?
like the diarrhea from all of the mukbanging you've been doing.
Ew.
I know, right?
Go back to your story. How did you convince this nurse you're a retard?
So I'll just tell the story of the surgery from the beginning, and it'll eventually lead to a nurse genuinely thinking I am a mental retard. And you might think, how can this story possibly be true? Oh, you have not been paying attention to my life if you think this is out of the realm of possibilities. But the surgery, I was actually very scared of the surgery itself, and I figured that the healing process would be the easy part. No, I had those mixed around. Actually, it's the complete opposite. The surgery was over before I even knew it began, which is something that also happened to me when I was 12, so I was embarrassed that I fell for the same trick where the doctor will... when I was 12, it was a gas mask that they used to put you out, and they say, oh, count down from 5, and then you start counting down. And then you wake up and you're like, wait, what happened to the countdown? Oh, the surgery's over? Oh, fuck. Yeah, the same kind of thing happened, but this time he stuck an IV needle in my arm. And he was asking me about the weather. And then, like, I'm mid-sentence answering about how shitty the weather is. And then I'm in a different room and I'm like, oh. What the fuck? Wait, the surgery's over? And I'm like, I'm completely out of it. And I start sticking my fingers in my mouth to see if the surgery really happened. And I pull out my finger and it's covered in blood. And I'm like, oh shit, they really did do it. Cool. That's not the retarded part. That's just normal. I just had surgery brain.
That's just further proof that you actually are retarded.
Yeah, no, that was full David after dentist style. Like, I don't believe the nurse. I'm going to have to investigate if these teeth are gone myself. And she's like, please don't stick your fingers in your mouth. Oh, my bad. But no, surgery was so easy that I didn't even know that I had it. I thought, oh shit, I guess I really did have it. The recovery, the 2 week or so recovery that is still not even over, not worth it. Not worth it. The opioids, not addictive enough. I would have been so happy to have a brand new addiction to put up with if it would have just made some of the pain go away. Those opioids, fucking pathetic. Step up your game.
Why didn't you just get some Oragel?
I'm trying to think of how I can make that some sort of sexual joke about our relationship.
That's the easiest sexual joke.
Yeah.
Because, Oragel would have just numbed your mouth. I don't know why you didn't just do that.
It was just, it's all sorts of different types of pain. For a long time, I could not even open my mouth to speak. So I went on a liquid Richard diet for about 10 days or so because I literally couldn't get my teeth open wide enough to stick a spoon in there to, like, feed myself SpaghettiOs or anything. So I drank a lot of these V8 drinks and other liquids and such. So I lost quite a bit of weight. You've heard of the freshman 15. You should try the -4 wisdom teeth 10 days. I think I lost 15 pounds. I was really draining away. It was not a good time. Maybe I was just food deprived and losing my mind. I don't know what's going on. But here's how I made the nurse think I was retarded. Is that on the paper they give you with all the rules, it says, hey, if you're still in intense pain after so-and-so days, you should call the doctor and see what needs to be done. Which eventually I did go in and do that, but the story of me getting a hold of the doctor is a whole nother thing. This motherfucker, he puts his own actual phone number, like, oh, call me directly, I'm your doctor, I'll always be there to help you, I'm the orthodontist who gave you surgery. Okay, sure, I give him a call, no answer, and then you hear the dreaded, this voicemail box is full, you can't leave a message, bye. I'm thinking, wow, this is the greatest doctor of all time. So many patients have been calling him, seeking his guidance, and he won't even listen to their voicemails or clear up his fucking inbox. What an absolute piece of shit that I just spent hundreds of dollars out of pocket to get my skull ripped out of my mouth. And he won't even answer. So then I have to call the normal just the office, not even calling the doctor, and say, hey, yeah, I'm all out of pills. I ran out of pills days ago, and I'm still in a lot of pain. Would you recommend anything to me? And my mouth was so fucked up and numb and in pain that I was not speaking as fluently and beautifully as I'm speaking right now. And she, I guess I sounded so retarded that she could not understand what I was saying at all. So she said, hey, yeah, I'm gonna call your mom instead because I'm having trouble understanding you. She calls my mom, and my mom tells me what happened. She says, hey, yeah, so I was just on the phone with Tyler, and it seems like he's in a lot of pain. I wasn't there the day he got his surgery, so I didn't get to meet him. But does your son have special needs? That's a question she asked to my mom.
That's when your mom's like, oh boy, does he?
Oh, if only you knew. No, my mom's like, no. And she has no clue why the nurse would be thinking that. Because she doesn't know what my voice sounds like at the time, so she has no fucking clue. But the more because she told me this story about what the nurse said to her, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized I'm not the pathetic one in this story. Wouldn't it be the nurse at the orthodontist clinic who is surprised that a patient who just got out of surgery might be having trouble speaking? Biggs, am I fucking nuts, or is this nurse the retard in this story? Really? You've never had a patient at your orthodontist clinic who couldn't speak properly after surgery? Really? Biggs, who is in the wrong here? For real. How fucking dumb can this cunt be?
Yeah, she's definitely in the wrong, but it's still funny nonetheless.
Well, of course it's funny. It blew my mind.
You can just imagine. This is your son of special needs. She's probably like, what the hell is she talking about?
I'm going to call my mom on speaker and see if she can give her side of the story.
Oh, boy.
So what were you up to while I call my mom?
In the meantime, while you were getting surgery done, I went back to my cave, returned to my endless binging of random YouTube videos, and I guess for anyone out there that cares, I already got flamed by MUMKEY here, but I started binging through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's pretty good, honestly. From the outside, I always thought, no, there's no way, I'm never going to watch it. It looks like garbage. But it's actually really good. And I would recommend it to anyone. Does it make you mad that I started binging JoJo's Bizarre Adventure before One Piece?
What do you mean One Piece? Before? You're never going to watch One Piece or read it. I'm not surprised in the least. My mom's not answering the phone. What is she, my orthodontist?
Is her voicemail box going to be full as well?
Probably from messages from you and Chad.
Yeah.
And Brad and Stacy calling to let her know how good I am at sex. No, she did not answer. Useless.
Sad.
Why even have parents if they won't answer the phone?
I know. Why even have a phone if you're not going to answer?
So pathetic list entry. Am I going on for that story at all?
Who's calling?
Now you're getting a phone call. And now you're not going to answer. They probably need you for orthodontist advice. Anyway, I did eventually go back in, and they had like gauze that they soaked in some disgusting fucking chemical that made me nauseous, and they stuffed the gauze into my holes, where my teeth used to be.
Really?
Disgusting. I had to go in a day early to get that out. I would rather be in pain than put up with that nauseous taste in my mouth 24/7. It was terrible.
Yeah, gauze. I've never had to have it like in my mouth for teeth per se, but like I've had a pretty bad cut on my lip before, and I had to do it. And like gauze on the interior of your mouth, it like gets stuck on there because of like the material it is. I don't know about you, but it made this really bad rash, and I never want to have to use gauze in my mouth again. So thinking about that makes me sick.
It was horrible. It was so horrible. Oh, my mom says she's in a meeting. I guess it makes sense that 2:30 on a Wednesday she probably would be at work.
Yeah,
Can't just podcast whenever she feels like it. Well, that's too bad. Now we'll never get to hear my mom on this show. Biggs, okay, so the nurse goes on the pathetic list. I've got another pathetic list entry for you today. Why are you smiling like you know what it is?
I'm just curious to know what said item is.
Why did you give me that smile like you know what it is?
It's just that smile, that damn smile.
I'm gonna go
like the line from 13 Reasons Why. Is that what you're trying to do here?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're going to agree with this pathetic list entry.
Oh, probably.
Or at least maybe a version of you I knew in the past might have agreed, but I think you've fallen in recent years. But
and I can't get up?
What about people on welfare who buy the most expensive, fanciest new iPhone? Would you put them on the pathetic list?
Now here's a question.
Okay.
Are they buying this phone outright?
It's completely irrelevant.
Or is it just part of the phone plan where their bill's not going to change at all?
I just don't know if anybody on welfare getting food stamps and unemployment checks, I don't know if they need a $1,400 Facebook machine. I really don't think they need that. I think maybe all of our taxpayer dollars should be spent on something a little more necessary. I don't know. What do you think, Biggs?
Like I said, it goes back to did they drop all the money up front?
It's completely irrelevant how long they're spending to waste my money on some dumb shit they don't need.
What I'm saying is, say they're on a phone plan, right? And then they get a job later down the road. Then the rest of
at what stage of the plan are you getting a job? I would love to hear that part.
When did this become part about me? When did this become about me? I'm talking about...
So when are you getting this fancy new job, Biggs?
I'm not on food stamps.
You're on something. I know.
They couldn't give me enough.
I know you didn't pay for that fancy new phone.
Actually, what if I told you...
Actually, what is this? Adam ruins everything. Actually, our subscribers paid for the phone with all of their income tax.
True.
So you have any pathetic list entries for this week? How about podcasts that post every week? Would that be pathetic?
Probably a YouTube channel whose about page says fun daily content, barely squeezing out an episode a week.
Wait, our thing says daily content on that?
Daily gaming content.
You should update that.
The MUMKEY Biggs Show is back with daily gaming content.
No, this is our 1 year anniversary podcast, Biggs. This is the official start of season 2. Because we started this show, I think, on like February 12 of 2020. It's been 1 full year of the MUMKEY Biggs Show podcast, not the channel itself, but the podcast. And to celebrate, we listened to about 10 minutes of that first episode last night. And Biggs, I've got to say, I feel like we were listening to two completely different people. I feel like the age of the coronavirus, now that we're a full year into it, the people we were before Corona, BC, before Corona.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah. They are completely different people from AD, after...
disaster.
After death of 500,000 people. Biggs, what big takeaways did you get from listening to yourself talk about how fun life was? You got to go on a cruise and hang out with monkeys. Do you even recognize the man you were just a year ago?
No. Unfortunately, well, I guess it's not really all that... No, it's devastating.
It's a series of unfortunate events.
It's actually quite devastating, because actually... this week, I should be on a cruise, but it got canceled because of COVID. And what's funny is this cruise that we booked was a quote-unquote COVID-safe cruise.
Oh, no.
So they were running at 40% capacity. So there's already, like, plenty of, like, restrictions put in place, but they decided, you know what, let's just cancel it anyways. So I could be in the Caribbean again right now, but no. I'm sitting here in Iowa.
So how is it not COVID safe if they promised on their website it would be COVID safe?
Probably because COVID doesn't care if there's 100% or 40%. It could still infect people. That might be the case. But Yeah, so now I get to be sad and depressed listening to myself last year, a week after the cruise, talking about all the good times.
Scrolling through your $1,300 new iPhone.
And now I'm like, for one, I would never use an Apple product. I'll put that on the podcast right now.
Okay.
But two,
I can't wait to hear too.
Scrolling through all of those pictures from last year and just being sad that I couldn't go back to see my monkey friend.
Yeah. All three of the pictures you took on the cruise?
I took like 500 pictures, I think it said.
So do you have anything else for the pathetic list, or should we move on?
No, nothing new for pathetic list.
You want to hear about some YouTube drama? We're a big drama alert nation channel over here.
Yeah.
Super high energy drama.
Is it
podcast.
About the One Piece podcast? Codcast?
No, Biggs. We're both big fans of this show called Survivor. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
The show that we're both a big fan of.
Yeah.
There's like a whole community of Survivor YouTubers out there who make like all their little top 10 videos, and here's 5 times that Survivor challenge was cheated. Epic video content. So of course I subscribe to all of them and watch all their epic content.
I think I have a new entry for the pathetic list.
Okay, yeah, no, let's hear it. That sounds important. Let's
People
go.
People who subscribe to all the Survivor channels and just sit there watching it mindlessly.
Just like how I'm also subscribed to like 10 mindless One Piece channels that make the same shitty video every day, and I just keep watching them.
As soon as I walk into his place, every time I come over, he puts on the newest Mashed video that he finds.
Well, I need to educate you about 10 times McDonald's lied to you. You need to see these videos. It
definitely was not grilled chicken. They baked it. Those grill marks are a lie.
So you've got like Peridium and Idled Out and Once Upon a Time on an Island, all these different Survivor YouTube channels. But Biggs, nobody's reporting on this. This is breaking news. I think we might be the only podcast in history who will ever discuss these events. But one of, and I'm not going to say who unless Biggs really wants to know, one of these Survivor YouTube channels has been caught red-handed due to jealousy of the other Survivor channel's success. He made like a sock puppet account and would go and spam his YouTube rivals with really shitty and mean comments on their videos. But he accidentally forgot to log out of his main account one day, and he kept doing it. And now he's been caught as the guy who was jealous of the other Survivor YouTubers and was spamming them with shitty comments.
Tell me it wasn't our boy.
Who's our boy?
Russell?
What? You think an actual Survivor player was doing this? I'm talking about fan YouTube channels.
How would I know?
I didn't say you would know.
You just said I could tell you if you want to.
Oh yeah, if you want me to say the name of this channel.
It's not like I would know who it is, and I'd be disappointed to find out.
No, I just want to know if you want our fans to go make fun of some fucking loser who has a Survivor channel.
The answer is yes. We have a new entry to the pathetic list. What is their name?
You think he's pathetic for doing this? I thought he was a Chad.
That's pretty pathetic.
Wow. It got me thinking about my own bot accounts, because a lot of people wonder, how do I even use Twitter, considering I only follow Steve Harvey and Jane Goodall? Truth be told, and my mom's calling me back. Okay. Hello? Me and Biggs are podcasting, and I wanted to call you and ask you what the nurse said to you about me on the phone. Would you want to tell people that on the podcast, what she said? Well, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Hello? Here, say something.
Hello?
Hey, so what did the orthodontist nurse say about me on the phone? Biggs didn't believe me.
Something like asked if you were mentally challenged or mentally.
Why did she think I was a retard?
I think because of the way you were talking and were in so much pain, so she was trying to, and that you couldn't drive.
Yeah. Do you think that might be, maybe an orthodontist nurse should realize that some of her patients might not be able to speak properly? Do you think that might have been her mistake?
Or she might be a little bit right.
She might be what?
A little bit right about you being mentally.
Well, that's enough of that then. And I hung up, and I'm alone in the world.
We got it straight from the mom. He's actually retarded.
Just completely alone in the world. Not even a mother's love.
Any of you people out there that were wondering, now it's confirmed he is retarded. So what's the name of this so-called Chad who gets jealous of people with bigger channels and
I just wanted to say how it made me think about how I behave on my own sock puppet accounts, because I do have a Twitter where I follow all the things I want to follow without any fear of, oh, but why isn't Simmy and Jimmy following me? Well, if I have a secret account, I don't have to pretend to actually give a shit about all these people who I maybe before was only following out of obligation. And Biggs knows I'm talking about him. But I was like, okay, I have an anonymous account. How do I behave on it? Because I do reply to people on it all the time. And it turns out when I'm anonymous online, it's the only time I can be wholesome and kind to people, and it's just like me telling my favorite creators.
Me you're wholesome and kind to people?
Well, it's got me thinking
and
about
it's
how.
Not me?
That's the thing, is that this guy, I'm pretty sure the guy who did the Survivor stuff is called Once Upon an Island, but I was thinking, man, I have the obligation with my big account to be as rude and cruel to people as possible, because that's I guess the gimmick. But when it's my private account, I can come out and be a huge fucking faggot and be like, oh man, what a great episode of this new podcast. Oh, I'm such a big fan, and all this gay shit that I would be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed to do the exact opposite of what this guy was doing. To be kind to people in private and in public to be a huge dickhead. And he was doing the opposite, and he got in trouble for it. So it really got me thinking about how lucky all of our fans are, that they're irrelevant and nobody will ever know who they are. Because you have the true freedom to be yourself online. Biggs and I, we have to wear a mask every time we go out. Every post we have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, because we might accidentally be canceled for being too wholesome in public.
It's actually funny because, like, whenever people message me on Snapchat, they're like, wow, you're actually nice. Like, well, yeah. That's like, do you expect me to actually be who I am on the show in real life? Like that?
Oh, yeah, because you're so mean on this show. The biggest prank you ever pulled was never preparing any segment.
That You know, I got a lot of crap for that King Kong comment, and I didn't even say it.
What King Kong comment?
The fake text you said about me messaging you. You know how much crap I got for that? I'm like...
From who?
Just random people. I thought it was funny. I even laughed at him, but I was like, yeah, I actually didn't even say that.
So just to remind everybody, what did you say about King Kong?
I didn't say it.
You said something like a George Floyd joke?
Yeah, that was it.
Did you hear that? I think it was in L.A. The police got in trouble for their George Floyd Valentine.
What?
I think it was in L.A. County. The police were on Valentine's Day giving each other Valentines with George Floyd on them that said, "You take my breath away." And I guess there's an investigation in the police department because they were giving them to each other.
Man, I think...
You think that all cops might be bad?
Hallmark should probably do something with that. I think they could make a lot of money off of it.
You don't think Hallmark is working on a straight-to-TV movie about George Floyd right now? And
probably.
They're going to write out all the drug addiction and stuff?
The big city boy who goes to a small town just to get suffocated by the local sheriff.
He has like 10 kids, but he's in their lives and he takes care of them and shit.
Yeah, and like
what a hero.
His last words are, "I love," and then he dies. And the small town housewife who's single, who fell in love with him. Yeah.
Okay.
She couldn't get the whole sentence because he died. Yeah, it sounds like a great
movie. Is this the movie you're going to work on after Nostalgia Biggs comes out?
Speaking of Nostalgia Biggs.
Okay.
So back to your story.
You're just going to give him a morsel?
Yeah, a morsel.
Biggs, we talked about Discord servers last episode. Specifically comparing the Biggs Discord to a server called Retard Nation. And between episodes, I actually joined both servers, and I have since left them both for different reasons. But I can say, Retard Nation, much better of a server than the one you have. I was immediately praised and worshipped as a deity when I came in. In the Bigs Discord, they have so much respect for me that they think they can treat me as a friend, which is to say, put me down and be rude. But in this retard nation server, dude, these guys are like full on retards for real. Like that nurse and my mom might both be right. I might be the king of the retards
That's
over here.
probably why you fit in so well.
Oh man, I went in there like, oh my god, it's Mumkey. Oh, we're such a big fan. Oh, praise be. And I said, oh, this is a little too gay for me, and I left the server. But the 5 minutes I was there, it was pretty nice. I don't know why you and Heartsy seem to think Retard Nation is so bad. I had a good time in there. All you gotta do is be me, and it's pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
Have you considered doing that?
Have I considered being mean?
No, being me. Be me. They'll be nice to you if you're me.
Oh.
Yeah, just be me.
There are tons of people that claim that the Bigs Court is just a Mumkey server and that I'm just a hack. So that could be it. I could just change my persona.
I went into the big server and it was not pleasant at all. The people who you're friends with are just annoying, kind of ugly, unintelligent. I mean, I guess that's why they hang out with you.
Well, yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait a second. I know somebody else who hangs out with you.
Unintelligent. What was the last thing you said?
You know, now that I realized I just hang out with you, I probably don't want to talk shit about the people who hang out with you.
Yeah, you guys should really see him every time I try to go home. He's like, why would you go home?
He thinks he can go home.
Just stay here.
He thinks he can come over for 5 days and then just go home. Like, dude, there's a 1 week minimum visit. Anyway, I gotta see, what else did I... that kid who said, hey, Mumkey, I wrote a sequel to The Triflers, and I'm gonna pay you $100 to review it on the podcast. And we said, no, actually, we're not gonna do that. And then he sent the money anyway after we said no. And he still thinks we're gonna review it. So, I have not read it yet, but this is just so now I can point to the time code in the podcast where I acknowledge him, and now he can't bitch at me on Twitter and say that we forgot. This is me letting you know I did not forget. I am actively choosing to not yet read it. You have not been forgotten. I made a choice.
Yeah, I think he followed me on Twitter and then messaged me immediately. Said, hey, by the way, you should let Mumkey know that he kind of forgot to read my book.
Never forgot.
And I just didn't reply.
So I had a list of things to talk about this episode. I had Survivor YouTube drama, which we did. Surgery, which we did. Nurse thought I was a retard, which we did. Chapter review, did not read a chapter of his book. And anniversary of podcast. So we covered all my stuff in about half an hour. So Biggs, now it's your turn. What did you bring in for the show this week? Let's go through all your topics that you prepared.
So, you're a big gamer, right?
Oh, you know it.
You play all the latest games, all the indie games?
Yeah, there's been one called Binding of Isaac that I've been working on.
Oh, no, we're not talking about that today.
Oh, okay.
So I've
That's
been
the only
playing...
indie game I respect.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. So I've been playing...
The guy who made it, Edward McMullen, he's so good at making games. I heard he got some help from some fucking loser, too.
He probably eats corn pizza.
Who, the helper or Edmund?
Yes.
Edmund would not lower himself to corn pizza. He only eats the highest quality caviar. He made the Binding of Isaac. He's got to be a swell fella. He would not eat corn pizza.
So anyways, recently I started playing a game called Valheim. And that is basically just another run-of-the-mill survival game where you can like build stuff and whatnot. But it's set in like the Viking era, which is really cool. And yeah, I think you should get it and play with me.
That's your segment? Ask me to play a shitty game? No.
Yes. Because, you know, every time...
I would rather you tell me about how JoJo's is the pinnacle of storytelling than try to make me play a fucking game.
But I want you to play this game. Because every time I'm over, you're like, Biggs, let's play Call of Duty. And sometimes I'll give in. And you know what? Now it's your turn to give in and play something with me.
I don't think so. I don't think you thought this through.
I did think it through.
No.
And I'm even willing to front you the $20 to get it.
You don't have $20. You just spend all your welfare
You're
checks
right,
on a fucking phone.
$20. I have your $20 to get. So you really don't want to try this game?
No.
Well, if anybody else is interested, hit me up.
Yeah,
on
don't you have a
Discord.
whole Discord full of people to play these computer games with you? I don't even. I have Call of Duty. I don't even play it. I don't play any game.
It's to the point where a lot of the games that I play with the people on the Discord, I've even had to buy them the game just to play with them. So
you got to stop doing that.
No, because then I have more people to play games with, and then I don't feel so alone all the time.
I mean, I would much rather feel alone than be playing a video game.
I mean, you got that down really well because you're living your dream right now.
I think, you know what? This is going to be my year. As soon as COVID ends next year, it's going to be my year.
As soon as COVID ends and
in 2025 when COVID ends, it's going to be my year, baby. Nobody will be able to stop me.
You're not going to be alive at that point.
Why, am I going to die of COVID?
No, you're going to find the right opioids. And
I fucking wish. I got robbed, man. If that's the next addiction sweeping the nation, I don't see the appeal. All it did is make me psychotic. It's evil. And only 15? What do they take me for? I could have sold some of those pills.
You probably could have. You know what? You live in a college town and you took those pills. You could have sold them for like money.
I did have somebody offer because have you ever been friends with a drug dealer on Snapchat, Biggs?
Can't say that I have.
I would say it's worth it when you want to buy drugs. Not worth it any other time. I haven't bought weed from this guy in probably 8 months because I'm not into all the hassle and labor of normal weed. What a waste of time. What a waste. You got to grind that shit up. You got to go buy fucking paper to. What a waste. So I don't buy anything from this guy. And he'll keep sending me pictures on Snapchat of like fucking like cocaine rocks and all the weed and weird pills and shit.
Does he still tell you everything he gets is fire?
Yeah. He'll send me pictures of fucking I don't know what they call them, just crack cocaine rocks. What are they when you have to break it up to snort it? But what the fuck are the rocks called? He'll send me pictures of them with the emoji of a snowflake, which I guess it would be ice. Because they call...
But isn't that meth? I thought cocaine was like a powder.
Yeah, it's a rock that you break up into a powder so you can snort it.
And you can do that with meth as well, and they call meth ice. Are you sure he's not selling meth?
I'm pretty sure I know. I mean, it did not look like blue rock candy, so I have to assume it was not meth.
So if it's not blue...
But everything is fire. He'll send a picture of his crack cocaine with a snowflake, and then the fire emoji next to it. It's a real song of ice and fire, Biggs.
Really?
Right in my Snapchat. But this fucking idiot, he says every time he tries to sell me weed, I have to give him a new excuse because I don't want to just block him in case I decide I want to buy weed from him again. So you got to be nice. It's like I'm the cute girl talking to the annoying guy. Got to string him along. I know I'm not gonna fuck him again, but just in case I get that desperate, I always need to have him on the line. So I told him.
That's kind of a bad analogy to use because usually in that situation, she never sleeps with him in the first place.
True. I have slept with this drug dealer many times.
Strings him along, just because it's fun and maybe one day.
Yeah.
So maybe
we've all been
not the best
there.
analogy, but I understand what you're saying.
My point is, I told him, oh, sorry, I can't smoke anything this month. I just got my wisdom teeth out. And he says, oh, bro, bet, bro. Oh, you get pain pills, bro? Bet, bro. I've been fucking doing snow removal. My back hurts, bro. Can you hook me up, bro? And I said, actually, I took all my pain pills because I was in a lot of pain, so I don't have any more. And he said, oh, bet. If you get more, bro, if you get a refill, bro, you gotta hook me up, brother. Oh, I'll buy them off you. No, sorry, they don't give me a refund. And I mean, you're the drug dealer here. Surely you would have better plugs to get pain pills than me. And he keeps fucking asking me about it. I'm starting to think that people who...
Do you still have the pill bottle?
No. Yeah, it was all gone. I threw it away. I'm starting to think that people who sell drugs for a living might not be all that intelligent.
I was going to say, if you still had the pill bottle, you should have bought some sugar pills and sold them to him for more.
I mean, I guess so. I just don't understand. After I tell him I'm all out, and on the bottle it says, like, oh, federal regulation says no refunds on this bottle. Why do you still think I can get you these pills? What does he know that I don't know?
I don't think he knows much.
No.
That's probably why he's still asking.
Bet, bro. Bet. Fucking fire, bro. This crack cocaine is fucking snowflake fire, bro.
Sounds a lot like something else.
What?
It's lit.
It's lit. Oh, you want to talk about Juice Boy? Juice Boy's had a complete mental breakdown.
Again?
For real. First of all, we all know the story of the college video. Juice Boy made the freshman year of college guide video that we loved. And we reposted it. And I told everybody, hey, Juice Boy likes to take down re-uploads. So if you guys want to see it, you got to go watch it now. I advised everybody to download it themselves and repost it. I don't think anybody did. Our re-upload got like 700 views and a lot of comments. So I'm glad that most of you were able to see it. But Juice Boy, in the last month or two, got the video taken down and a copyright strike put on that channel. Not that it matters because it was a fucking burner channel anyway. But I don't really feel like reposting it. So if anybody else does, let us know and we'll post the link, I guess, in the description of future episodes. Or maybe Biggs will do it, but I don't really feel like it. But Juice Boy, he has had a complete meltdown on his channel. He has changed his channel name like 5 times. And he keeps posting podcasts about how much he hates Trump. And he starts them off like, if you're a Trump supporter, just unsubscribe, leave my channel. Like he's really come to terms with his audience is full of people who he detests. And he's realizing that the videos he made as a teenager were heavily inspired by like Ben Shapiro and all these other things that he was into in high school. And now that he's been at college for 2 years, he feels like he's been politically enlightened, and he calls himself politically homeless. And he's like, oh, I can't believe I ever listened to Ben Shapiro and all them. And maybe he has points. I've never listened to any of that fucking trash either, so I don't have an opinion. But the fact that he is like actively lashing out at his audience over his own mistake is what's kind of weird. And the channel is now, after changing the channel name like 6 times, it's now called Choose Liberal Democracy or some shit, instead of just being called Political Juice. He took, his podcast was called the Juice Box Podcast. Now he's removed all of Juice Box. Now it's just called Podcast. So I guess he's trying to hide from his old fans or completely rebrand. He's deleted half of his videos again, which I think is disgusting. And yeah, I mean, I still listen to all of his stuff, and most of his points, I mean, they seem well educated to me, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with everything he says, but I see where he's coming from. It's just, I don't know why he's being so hostile. He's begging people to unsubscribe and to leave dislikes and all this shit, and that's just not the way you want to go about it. I think it's okay to have a change in your political stances, but he's going about it all the wrong way, I would say.
Now, do you think this breakdown has anything to do with, like, his boost in fame or anything like that? Like, because didn't he, like, get a bunch of following in a little bit of time or something like that? I don't remember.
He did, but that was years ago. And all the videos that got popular, he has taken down. So I don't think he's growing much at all. He does hide his subscriber count, but last I checked, it was like 119,000. And his videos are doing probably a little less good than mine on my channel. So, you know, he's not doing horrible.
Yeah, because I know some channels that, like, once they get a boost in popularity, they just tank because they don't know what to do with it. But, I mean, if that happened years ago, then I don't know what his issue would be now.
I mean, his issue now is that most of his fans are, like, the hardcore Trump supporting, almost like, I guess they're part of the cult because they refuse to even think critically about anything at all. And he gets a lot of comments like that. And I guess he's just fed up. He's kind of like Wings of Redemption, getting mad about getting the same comments every day when really you should just accept it.
The New York Times did tell us to stop thinking critically. They did tell us because it's just not working out.
When did they say to stop thinking critically?
I don't know. There's some bullcrap article put out that they were saying, like, thinking critically is hurting the nation and that we should just stop. I don't know.
I don't think most of the nation even knows how to think critically.
Yeah.
I think New York Times might have too high of expectations for the average American.
Yeah, especially when it comes to politics, pretty much from anyone that I talk to. I try not to get political because I don't really follow that stuff anyway, so I don't really know what half the stuff they're talking about is. But most of it seems just like regurgitation from both sides. That's all I hear, really, is regurgitation from whatever's on the news station they're watching. So I can't really say that's critical thinking in itself.
Yeah, my only real political position for the last few months has been...
where's my stimmy?
Give me my fucking money.
Where's my stimmy?
Just give me my fucking money. I'm not Biggs. I don't need everybody else's fucking money to pay for my phone. I just want my money. I want the money back from my income taxes that you stole from me and gave to Biggs. I want it back. And Biden has still not given me my own fucking money. That's the only politics I care about now.
Well, you know, it's coming soon. Yeah, soon.
No, old Joey boy, I believe
Biden
you.
would never lie to us, all right? It's coming soon.
It has to be. Biden said so.
Yeah, we just got to bide in our time.
I'm never going to forgive Biden for Super Tuesday. I remember, that was right before Corona hit too. That was just about a year ago today. And the bad taste is still in my mouth when Bernie was winning. He was so far ahead of Biden, and Biden called up all of the other moderates and said, hey, drop out of this race, and when I win, I will give Mr. Gay Mayor boy himself, what's his fucking name? Pete, I take it up the butt, Igedge, I think that's his name. He dropped out right before Super Tuesday, and now he's the Chancellor of Transportation or some stupid fucking draconian alt-left fucking position of power for this complete fucking fraud. And the one person who was stealing votes from Bernie, Mrs. Crazy Bitch Face, she's the only one who doesn't drop out the day before Super Tuesday. So all of the votes that could go to Bernie are getting siphoned off, and all the votes that could go to moderates are all filtered straight to Biden. That's the only way they could have beat him, and that's what they did. It's so disgusting. 1 year out, and you think the election was fraud? You are looking about a year too late. Go look at Super Tuesday if you want to find election fraud. Fucking bullshit.
Well, at least we only have 3 more years, right?
Until Kamala takes over?
Until Kamala takes over?
Kamala might be better than Biden, honestly.
Do you believe this whole QAnon thing?
No.
People really believe this. Like
they believed it back. No,
they did
QAnon said, hey, October surprise is coming. Nothing came out. If you still believe after that, you're a fool.
They literally had a countdown on the, Inauguration Day, where supposedly they were going to swoop in and arrest everyone. They had a countdown for it because QAnon said that they were going to have this huge sweeping arrest at the inauguration. Everybody was going to be in handcuffs, even Biden himself.
Should have been.
And I see these posts, and just like, are these people serious? They actually think this is going to happen? And then it doesn't happen. And guess what?
They still believe it.
It's going to happen. They couldn't get it right that day, so they're going to redo it.
Yeah, talk about arrested development. These people are going to have the 2020 election rent-free in their heads for the rest of their lives if they actually believed something like that was going to happen.
Yeah.
As soon as the guy you believe in is wrong multiple times, you know what? Maybe the New York Times is right. Maybe there is way too much critical thinking, because clearly these people are thinking hard.
Yeah, and I've also heard stories from people where they think that the whole idea of Trump being elected originally was this whole government coup to overthrow the elitist left people or something like that, and that him not winning this re-election was a part of their plan, and that there's I don't know, it just goes, the rabbit hole's very deep on that one, but apparently it's a government coup that is still in the works.
Well, we've got to get you on the Trash Rats podcast ASAP, because this is the level of political discourse that that is required for that show.
Oh no!
I think you would fit in as well as the rest of us.
Whoa! Don't say that about me. I'm not saying I believe it.
No. Have you listened to that show? The shit that Reactor says is 10 times crazier than anything you've said, but he actually believes it's all true. So I think you would fit in just fine on that
advocate.
show. Yeah, you would drive him nuts.
I don't know. I hear people say these things and they're like, yeah, it's a government coup and Trump is actually this top level security agent. I'm like, you can't be for real, right? Like, you don't actually no, it's true. And here's the proof. And it's like, I don't even know what kind of documents are showing, but it says nothing about what they're saying.
Is this what your Facebook feed is full of?
Yes.
So if you've ever wondered, what is it like being friends on Facebook with people from Iowa? It's just QAnon shit. Is that right?
At this point, it's starting to feel like it, yeah.
Are these like your closest friends and family members, or just straight
some
up brain
family
dead?
members, some friends of family, and it's like, these people actually believe this stuff. And I can't, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I've got
crazy.
people on my feed who they believe in women's rights and like gay marriage and stuff, like just equally disturbing.
Oh,
things.
no, that's worse.
Yeah, no, yeah, way worse. I'm
That's-
like, how can these people exist and breathe the same air as me
Trump
that they
being
believe
a high
this
level
shit?
security agent, that would be okay, but women having rights
No.
and gays being married, that's off the rails for
I
me.
believe in women suffering, but women's suffrage, that's a bridge too far, my friend.
Yeah.
You got 10 minutes of I hate women material ready, Biggs?
Oh, do I? I just got it bottled up inside this ball of hate for women.
Do you?
No, I don't.
You should.
Oh man, we were talking about it and now I completely forgot. There was another stupid conspiracy that I heard that, oh man, now I'm trying to remember. But you started talking about women's rights and I got flared up, you know?
Well, are we going to have to save it for next week? You're going to show up next week and tell us your other conspiracy that you believe?
Yeah, all the conspiracies I believe.
Yeah. What are we
That's a
doing
good
for
one,
dinner
too.
tonight? We're
Probably
gonna
steak.
steak, some
That way it doesn't go
chicken,
to
some
waste.
steak, a pizza.
There's a lot at stake here.
Yeah. Well, everybody, this is what you waited a month for. I hope it was worth it. Mumkey and Biggs back in action. I can speak again. Maybe I'll if we get 10 comments saying do it, I will record an office tour. I finally finished redoing my office, and it's just beautiful. Biggs, you're looking at it right now. How beautiful is this office? Are people gonna want to see it?
Well, he has minimum 2 Snorlax in here, so that already like is a 10 for me.
Got a lot of Snorlax. Got a lot of One Piece.
Oh, is that the rest that you're saying that you bought? Is that all of it now?
Yeah, I own all of the One Piece manga right now.
Wow.
All 95 volumes.
I could literally read it all if I wanted to.
No, I don't.
But will
I don't think you could. I think it requires an attention span to even touch a book.
Okay, let's
To
talk
even
about
touch a
attention
book.
span. Now
Okay.
that's really out the window. The brain rot of this generation is immeasurable. Besides like anime, there's nothing that I can actually pay attention to for longer than 10 minutes.
Have you considered putting down your phone and looking at the screen?
I can't. It's literally impossible. We'll be
Your phone's been down for the last 50 minutes.
That's only because if I pick it up, you will scream at me on the show. And that's
As I should.
humiliating.
As I should.
But no, like, we'll be watching TV or watching a movie, and like, literally, I just can't pay attention to the movie that long. I have to pick up my phone and scroll through something, and
Who am I supposed to show good movies to if you can't even
wouldn't
watch
even
a movie?
finish a critically acclaimed movie called Requiem for a Dream
Because that
you
movie
thought
was
it
shit.
bad. Wow, how dare you call a critically acclaimed movie bad?
We got 20 minutes in and I said, hey, let's watch anything else.
You, for one that follows what critics say all the time,
I made
you really
my most
dropped the
recent
ball.
video says never trust critics. What are you talking about? That movie was shit.
Let's
So boring.
So there was a point in time where Monkey basically wouldn't even think about watching a movie unless Rotten Tomatoes gave it like an 80 or higher.
I wouldn't think about spending my teenage wallet on a movie back before I was fucking rich. Maybe when I have $20 to my name, I won't want to waste 12 of them going to a shitty movie. Are you kidding me?
Movie Pass, and you wouldn't go see.
I never lived with you when I had Movie Pass.
Movie.
When I had Movie Pass, I lived in North Carolina, and I saw 4 movies a week. You can't even use that.
We used to get culturally enriched and go and see one black movie a month. And now he doesn't want to anymore.
What are you even talking about? There are no movies. He says it's been a year since a movie came out. What are you talking about?
Literally told
This is the shittiest criticism because it's not even based in reality. When would I ever not want to go see a shitty movie with you now?
See, there he says it again. He said that black people cannot make a single good movie. And he just said...
Black Panther was an excellent film.
And now he's dead. Couldn't have been that good, huh?
No. Clearly not. He was not inspired to live long enough to make a sequel.
I hope all of you remember this. When I brought up black cinema, he said he wouldn't want to go see a shit movie with me. So, hashtag cancel Monkey Boys.
Hey, I'll have you know, Malcolm and Marie just came out on Netflix. An all-black cast, and that movie was fucking boring. It's a movie with Zendaya is naked in a bathtub for 20 minutes, and the movie was still way too fucking boring.
Unbelievable.
It was written and directed by a white guy,
if it's made by a colored person.
It was written and directed by a white guy.
It doesn't matter. It has colored folk. You have to like
colored folk.
If you don't like
what did you say?
You're racist.
You just said colored folk.
So, I am colored folk. I have a colorful speech and vocabulary.
What?
I have a colorful, illustrious Mexican heritage.
You should have stuck to 10 minutes about women, because you're going even worse than you would have. You could have been shitting on Stacy and Chad, but no, you had to go down the black filmmaker route, and look what it turned you into.
I'm telling you that they are great films, and you merely say...
those colored folk make great films.
Exactly. Is that so hard to understand?
Yeah, because their films are terrible.
What kind of moral high ground are you trying to take here?
I'm just saying that some of those movies
They're
are not
all
good.
so bad.
I mean, there are some good ones in there.
There's some good colored people. Some good colored people in there.
While most black movies are bad, there are some good black movies.
Yeah, that's still racist.
Like Malcolm and Marie, great movie.
If saying most black people are bad, but there are some good ones.
I was talking about their
racist.
Films,
okay, but if that statement is
Big
racist,
Mama's House 2.
Then your comment is also racist.
Good. You know what? Good.
Oh, he's coming out. He's coming out.
I'm so sick and tired of you Biden supporters telling us what we are and aren't allowed to be. Oh, sexist is bad, but what are one of the ists that are good? But feminist is okay? I don't think so.
See now, folks, this is where we pull out the pen and paper and write down hashtag Biden regret.
Why would you have to write that on a paper? People are doing that?
Yeah.
Who?
Sticky notes so they remember for the next election not to re-elect them.
I don't have any regret because I did not vote. Biggs, do you have any final words for this great episode? Really a legendary season 2 premiere episode of MUMKEY and Biggs Show.
Now back to what I was saying about black cinematography.
Okay.
They just top of the line.
Name your 3 favorite African American cinematographers, Biggs. Let's see.
Key and Peele. That's 2, right? Will Smith.
Do you know what cinematographer means?
That's hot.
I mean, I guess Will Smith probably did the cinematography for that Aladdin movie.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
You'll never have a black friend like me. Is that what he said in the song?
Well, after doing nothing the whole show, do you have 4 seconds of content?
Fuck no. People expect us to do this every week. Like there's a week's worth of shit to talk about every week. Yeah, right. What fucking world do you guys live in? We asked you all to make podcasts for us. It's been a month. We didn't get shit. They tried to put us on Biggs Bigots. Unlistenable. Unlistenable.
You have to watch, or well, you can watch and listen episode 1 at least.
I have a comment on the video. Why do people still think I haven't seen it?
Did you watch all of it?
No!
Why not?
It was like, what, 5 hours long?
It's so good.
Were you on Biggs Bigots?
No, but
so
they really want
you
me
stand
to be.
by all the things they said on there since it's so good to you? You gonna plant that flagpole?
Is it made by colored folk?
Knowing our fan base, probably.
Okay, then yeah, I agree with it. Because if I didn't, I'd be racist.
So, Biggs Bigots episode 2, starring Biggs himself, is coming out when?
Tomorrow.
Okay, cool. See you guys then.